Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first meeting of the Upper Darby Zoning Hearing Board for the calendar year 2026. Before we begin, please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So before we begin with tonight's meeting, first off, I just want to thank everyone for your patience. We were dealing with a few technical issues. But at this point, before we actually begin our agenda, this is the first meeting of the year, so we have to take care of reorganization. So the first item to address is a nomination for chairperson. At this point, would any member of the board like to make a nomination to serve as chairperson?
Al, do you want to be the chairperson?
I would like to be the chairperson, yes.
All right, so we have a nomination, and Al, would you like to second that nomination?
Second the nomination.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Al, congratulations. Al Zamora is our new chairperson for the 2026 year.
Thank you.
So at this point, we now need a nomination for secretary. Would anyone like to nominate someone here or someone not here to serve as secretary?
I'll nominate myself for it.
All right,
Continue it.
do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, congratulations again, Bob. So the last item is, at this point, would the board consider a motion to designate any member of the zoning hearing board and or alternate member of the zoning hearing board to serve as a hearing officer in the instance of a lack of a quorum during the 2026 calendar year? Is there a motion for that?
Make a motion for that.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. So at this point, we're going to proceed with the actual meeting as scheduled tonight. A few brief announcements here. First, there's a continuance of application 7-8 of 2025 for the property located at 841 Garrett Road. The applicant requested this continuance until the February 24th, 2026 meeting date at 7:00 p.m. So that item, if the board would see fit to make a motion, we do have the necessary waiver, so there is no legal issue preventing us from moving that. So at this point, if the board would care to make a motion to continue this matter until the February 24th, 2026 agenda date.
Yes.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, perfect. So item 7-8 will be continued to February 24th. If anyone is here for that, you can come back next time, and the hearing will not proceed tonight. Separately, for everyone in attendance tonight who is not an applicant, there are two separate ways to participate. Anyone in attendance this evening can make public comment at the close of any application this evening. If you have a more specialized interest in an application this evening, you can alternatively request party status. I'll make that announcement at the beginning of the application. At that point, provided that's granted by this board, you can essentially act like an attorney, present your own evidence, make argument, offer exhibits, and otherwise file an appeal if you're dissatisfied with the board's decision. So other than that, I believe at this point, we're ready to proceed forward, and we are going to go in the order of the agenda. The first item is application number 1-3 of 26 for Dwight Francis at 7135 Clover Lane. Is Mr. Francis here? Come on up, sir, please. And while you're coming up, I'm going to mark a few items for the record. You come to the lectern here. That's perfect. Right here? Yes, sir. So we're going to mark ZHB1 as the application packet that the applicant filed with the township. ZHB2 will be the proof of posting, and ZHB3 will be the proof of publication. Is it Mr. Francis, I presume?
Yes.
Perfect. Do you mind doing me a favor, getting sworn in by our court reporter? All right. Do you have a microphone there? Is it turned? Could you check and see if it's turned on for me? Perfect. All right. So at this point, Mr. Francis, if you don't mind, why don't you explain to the board what you're trying to do? And don't be nervous if you forgot anything. We'll be happy to ask you a couple questions afterward if that's the case.
Sure. So I'm a licensed electrician in Lansdale and Philadelphia County. And, I always followed the rules, guidelines, pulling permits for jobs that I'm doing. And I actually purchased a property at 7135 Clover Lane. The property was advertised as is with no garage. Garage seemed like it was converted by previous owner. So I applied to add a shower in the basement, and I got the letter, the rejected denial letter that state that 1 or 2 family dwelling requires 2 parking spaces. So since the previous owner converted the garage to a room illegally, I followed all the guidelines as far as applying for permits, electrical, plumbing, and building permit, so I can refinish the basement and made all the correction from the use and occupancy. Everything was failed as far as nothing passed. So I'm just revamping the whole place for my family. So.
Thank you very much. A couple quick questions here. So about how long have you owned the property for?
September 2025.
And what is, so you said when you bought it, the garage was basically already converted and you were going to do some work, but that was already done previously. Is that right?
Yes.
And what do you currently use the basement or the former garage area for?
It's still in construction, so it's essentially, I would say, as is the room, there's a room, so maybe storage space.
And what do you intend to use it for?
Storage space.
Right. And a restroom, or
I'm sorry?
what do you want to use it for if you're approved by the board?
The garage,
Yes.
let's say storage space, pretty much storage space.
All right. And I think you mentioned before you were going to take out permits to try to install a bathroom down there?
Yes, in the
All right.
basement.
So bathroom and storage, is that right?
There was a powder room, so just want to add a shower to it. Yes.
Sounds good. Does the board have any questions for Mr. Francis?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
And so is there 2 exits for egress for an
Yes.
emergency?
Yes.
So that's on the ground, that'll be on the ground floor where the garage door used to be, right?
Correct.
There's a door.
Correct.
And then when you walk in, you'll make a left and you'll have the bathroom. And that's where you want to add a shower and our existing powder room, correct?
Correct.
And on the right side's all storage.
Yes.
All right, so then,
But not in the garage space.
right,
Oh, yeah.
it's in the further back.
Correct.
And then you go up the stairs.
Yes.
Are you ever going to make an existing staircase coming down from the?
Yes. It's remaining in place. Yes.
Yeah, so are you gonna ever change the structure and put a staircase in so you don't have to go outside to use the bathroom? Instead
can
of
you
going
repeat
out, go outside, then come back
from
in
first floor or?
from the first floor,
Yes.
go outside, come back in and go down into the garage.
I'm sorry. I'm keep repeating. that
Yeah,
one more time.
so,
If I'm on the first floor,
yeah,
uh-huh.
the living space,
Yes.
right? And then you go outside,
In the
and then
front?
you go down the stairs into
Yes.
the garage.
No, it's the way it's set up. So you go outside it, which is in the front.
Yep,
Then you have to go around to go to the garage.
yes.
Yes.
Are you ever trying to connect it internally with
No.
another staircase? Okay.
There's a staircase that leads from the first floor living space to the basement.
Okay, so it's existing.
Yes, that's the
All
case.
right.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I'm not changing any of the structure for that at all.
Fire alarm, you're gonna follow all NFPA fire alarm codes, 70?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions, really.
Is it your intent to use this as I'll say, or sublet it?
No, not at all.
So it's intended to only be used by you and your family?
Correct. And it will be inspected by, we have a temporary use and occupancies. So I'm sure when we're completed, we're going to request a final inspection, which would, I guess the inspector would view everything that's done. Everything will be done to code, finish. Nothing will be hidden.
Drainage for the shower?
Drainage?
Yeah, how's that water? Do you have a pipe that you're gonna drain it into?
There is an existing drainage underground, which pretty much just going to tap into that system. So it's not going to be drained into like the downspout leader or anything like that.
You don't have to install a pump. That's what he's trying to say, because if it's below, if the bathroom's below ground, below the pipe, you got to pump it up to get into the sanitary.
I know that the actual drain line is below grade,
Okay.
so there's no need for ejector pump or anything of such sort.
I don't know enough.
So if there are no other board questions, at this point, is there any public comment related to this application? Seeing none. And I also neglected to ask at the outset, my apologies, if there's any party status requests, which again, seeing none. Mr. Francis, at this point, I don't think the board has any other questions. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or does that about do it?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Sure. So at this point, I think it's appropriate to close the record and make a motion if the board sees fit.
Close it.
Yeah. So make a motion
Like to make a motion to close it?
to
Have it.
I'd like to make a motion to close,
to.
to approve.
All right. So motion to approve. Do we want to throw a contingency on there regarding the approval of any and all approval of any all permits that are required by Upper Darby Township to legalize the work that was performed illegally prior to Mr. Francis's purchase of the property?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Do we have a second for that motion?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Congratulations, Mr. Francis.
Thank
You've
you.
been approved tonight.
Great.
You're going to get a written decision from my office in the next 45 days.
Okay.
In the meantime, if you move forward with the work or you want to, you can reach out to Mr. Chast's office and he'll help you through the process. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hope you have a good night.
You too. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay. So with that, we're going to move forward to the second item on the agenda, which is item number 1-2 of 26 for M.D. Hoke for the property at 7194 Locust Street. Is Mr. Hoke here? Yes, please come up, sir.
Hi.
All right. I'm going to mark a few exhibits here. ZHB1 is going to be the application package that was filed with the township. ZHB2 is going to be the proof of posting. ZHB3 is going to be the proof of publication. Is there any member of the public who would like to request party status related to this application? Seeing none. All right. Mr. Hoke, do me a favor. Why don't you get sworn in by our court reporter? Right. And Mr. Hoke, the one thing I do want to mention is typically we have a three-member board. Tonight we have a two-member board. So to get the relief that you're asking for, you need both members to vote in your favor. Just wanted to make that comment.
Okay.
All right. So at this point, why don't you tell the board what you're trying to do, and if we have any questions, we'll do our best to ask those when you're done. Okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
So basically, I bought that house in 24 May. So in between in the front of my house, half of them are already before the construction is done over there, and some of the places are just likely the floor is mud. So I just make that concrete construction in the front of that also, and I make for the car parking in the front of my house. So township saying is not allowed. I'm sorry about that. I don't take the township permission because it's not my knowledge. I need to take it. Basically, is my next door. They do the same things as the driveway. So they park their car over there. I talk with my neighbor. They don't take any permission. So basically, it's my fault. I don't asking the township permission. I just make a construction over there, and I just lay down in the cut down in my fence in one side. So I park my car over there. And I don't have any available parking over there. I have two of my friends who is handicapped. They are coming every week to visiting me, or we go over there. So there is no handicap parking in nearby anywhere. And one of the truck also is sitting over there more than 2 months in the same place in front of my home. Nobody removed it even. I even don't know who is that. So I need the permission over there to parking my car. And I just, in the front of the fence, I just cut down. So I don't know what I need to do right now. I need the permission for the parking car over there for favor of my friend. I have two of my friend is here also, they have a handicap permission, who is visiting me. That's why I bring them. So it's my request to, whatever I done, if you allow that one, I will be happy.
Thank you very much. Just a few quick questions for you before we open up to any board questions. So essentially what you're saying is that you paved over is this your front yard or your backyard?
Front.
Your front yard, and basically turn that into a driveway or a parking area. Is that right?
Yeah. Actually, I don't do nothing. I just, whatever the area, half of them before I bought, this is already concrete dala is over there, finished. So rest of half, I just made it to park the car. And what is the main problem is I cut down my fence. Fence, I take it off. And I just goes in the.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
So before you did that, what existed before, I think what you're saying was half of it was like a patio,
Yeah.
and then it was fenced in. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you removed the fence and it basically extended the area that was a patio, and now it
I
just,
just extend a little bit, patio, yeah.
and does that go to the street?
Yeah,
How many cars do you park in?
only one.
Only one. And before you did the work, was there street parking in front of your house?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any other questions myself. That was just to clarify, and I appreciate that. But at this point, the board members might have some questions for you.
What I want to ask isn't a question in so much as a fact. Basically, I'm concerned that by what you did, putting the added concrete down, it gave you a driveway, but it also made that land impervious to the water, which creates a problem for other people.
Actually, I have.
You
the
have
prob-
to have the land open to gain the water and have it go into the ground.
So I think the question, or a question related to this is, when you extended the patio area and made that all concrete, now the water can't go through the concrete. Did you do anything as part of your improvements to address the water?
This, how is slope look like that? There is no sit-down water. It's easily moved.
But what happens to the water now? Does it just go down the driveway?
Yeah,
And I think one of your witnesses might have something to say behind you.
yeah,
Sure, come on up.
Get sworn in.
yeah.
Get sworn in.
Hang on, before you say anything, we got to get you sworn in by our court reporter.
Other-
First name is Manzur, M-A-N-Z-U-R. Last name is Alam, A-L-A-M. Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Well, what do you want to say? And please speak into the microphone if you can.
Well, he owns a house and he's my brother, so I live in the house, he's on the house, we bought together. The parking lot, we're talking about the parking space. On the both sides, there is grass. There's water, can flow through the water. On the both sides, there's grass and soil, so the water can go through it. That's what I was trying to add to it.
Now, I guess my question, just to clarify, when you say both sides, is that both sides on your property, or is that
Yes,
on the
on
other
the
property?
property.
About how much in terms of on each side of the
2
new
feet.
driveway? About 2 feet?
Yes, sir.
And about how wide is the driveway?
Around 10 feet.
No,
Yeah.
less than that, around 6 to 8 feet.
Okay, thank you.
How far?
I believe what you're saying is the driveway itself is about 6 to 8 feet in terms of how wide it is, and you're saying there's about 2 feet on each side where it's grass. Okay.
Go ahead.
So, hi, thank you for coming in and filling out the application.
I can show you.
I drove by and reviewed the application and saw for myself what was going on. Did you, by any chance, contact a civil engineer or a professional before you guys did this work?
No, sir.
That's what I'm saying. I have
Right.
no idea that. That's my mistake is.
Yeah, so really the issue is that we don't know what you did. So you didn't really have a professional telling you what to do in terms of means and methods to design a driveway that meets code, and also one that's going to accomplish requirements for slope and requirements for drainage and fill. Because it doesn't seem like if you put a patio, that could be sinking because there's no reinforcement underneath it. So it kind of puts us in a position where we can't really move, where we really don't know what kind of, even the concrete you put in, because our code book really specifies the thickness of even the driveway apron going in, and the curb size, and the type of concrete to use, all the way up to accommodate cars coming and going from a driveway.
Actually, it's my knowledge. Whatever I know, who is done by, he put the, what called the iron sheet, along, and he make it heavy.
Do you have any paperwork?
Yeah. Huh? I'm sorry?
Do you have any paperwork today?
No.
Okay. Did you try getting a handicap spot put in front of the house, and also try to have the car that's abandoned towed? If it's been there for 2 months and haven't moved, you tried all, so you worked with our inspections department and went through that process first. And also parking to get a handicap spot for your friend, an ADA designation, maybe an exemption for a ramp to get into your lot. Did you apply for any of this paperwork? Okay.
It's not too high. It's very little actually.
Right. Well, we don't have anything. Measurements,
That's true.
design, drawings.
That's my knowledge. I have no idea.
We don't know if this
I
was
don't
put
know.
in by an insured contractor.
Yeah.
So if there is leakage or damage, it may not be, just for example, it could be across the street, someone's basement, or someone could be experience a leak because that drainage could be going anywhere. Water has to go somewhere else. If it's not going to your build, this is all hypothetical, but there's a lot of questions that need to be answered before you put that concrete in.
Just a minute, if you don't mind. এরকম বলতে পারেন যে আমরা শুধুমাত্র ফেন্সটা যদি ব্যাক করে দিই তাহলে আমরা as a basis হিসেবে রাখতে পারি কিনা?
Okay, he's asking what are other options we have at this point?
I
So-
couldn't hear over the.
So if I may, so at this point, so the only thing that this board can do tonight is to make a decision on your request. And your request is for parking. So if the board grants your request, then you get to obviously keep using your improvements for parking. If the board denies your request, and again, I don't know what the board's going to do yet, then you would have to reach out to Mr. Chast and his office to see what your options would be. But for right now, the board can't give you advice on what else you might be able to consider. The only thing we can do is basically the board can give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on the application related to parking, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. Do you have another question?
Yes, I do. I wanted to talk about the curb cut. Who did the curb cut? Was there a curb cut done?
No, car wasn't cut.
I think so curb cut, what Mr. Gwynn means by a curb cut is before you made the improvements, there was just a normal curb. But then when you added the extra concrete, now you have to curb has to go down so the car can drive up. So the question is, did you make a change to the curb so that way?
No,
No, we don't touch. The public walkway, we don't touch nothing. We just make
Just
the
the fence-
concrete in the
just the
fence.
fence off,
Just,
just the
just, we
fence
just
off.
take off the fence only. If we put it back in the fence, that means my property is covered with that. They have a fence. I just cut down the fence, nothing else. We don't do nothing in the curb.
Okay, that's the testimony.
I just have one quick question. Before we really go down, before you contact the department, Josh and everybody, what do you do about the line of sight? So with population, so if someone's walking in front of your house, with the white fence going along your house, you can't see anybody coming when you pull out of your driveway as well. So did you hang any mirror? I didn't see any mirrors, anything to accommodate any oncoming pedestrian traffic on the sidewalk on your new driveway.
you're right, there's no mirror.
So per code, you are gonna have to
Put the mirror
maybe
out.
take your fence down to accommodate. Well, I can't really you guys have to figure that out, but that's something you guys are really gonna have to acknowledge is line of sight for safety reasons.
We can put a mirror up.
I'm not telling you to
Oh.
do anything. I'm just saying that you have to accommodate line of sight for pedestrian traffic coming and going in front of your driveway or soon to be driveway, if you're able to work with Josh and his team. That's another issue.
Okay.
I did have another question, and it's relative to the fence. Did you take, how high up is your fence? How,
Around 4 feet, not even 4 feet. I think 3 feet, like that much.
okay. Okay, and you do know that you can request a handicap spot, whether you have that fence in or the things that are there. You just have to go to your councilman and ask them if they can put in a handicap spot, and you should have to show that you have the medical issue that requires the handicap spot.
Actually, the medical
And if
issue
it's
is
not you,
not me, it's my friend. They are visiting me every week.
they can just put a handicap placard up and hang it in their car. But they have to get that from the state.
Yeah, they have the handicap permission, but when they are visiting, most of the time, they don't find any parking spot in the front of my home. That's why I'm talking to.
Well,
There is no.
Can't do anything
there is
about it.
No handicap spot reserved for anybody. If his handicap park is reserved, they will be coming all the time, they can park. In nearby area, they don't have any, within a 2-mile radius or 1-mile radius, is in my mind, I don't see any handicap parking market over there.
Are there any additional board questions?
Yeah, just for the record, you're saying that at the corner in front of your house, there's no handicap sign, like a pole and a sign that says handicap, right? And then blue lines on the ground to indicate that's a handicap
They don't
spot.
have any.
Okay.
that isn't for our decision. That's you and council.
And you should have a ramp there. Is there a ramp? Like an apron to accommodate
No
coming off the sidewalk? Because then your council member will have to put a request in for the town to come in and adjust that sidewalk to put in a ramp.
Actually, very low, there is no need ramp, just level of the road almost.
Yeah, someone will probably have to inspect that.
Do we have any other board questions? Is there any public comment related to this application?
No.
Mr. Hoke, Mr. Alam, is there anything else that you would like to say to the board before the board retires to discuss your application?
No, we don't have any.
Okay. So at this point, I believe it would be appropriate that we close the record, and it's, if the board sees fit to make a motion, now would be the time, or otherwise, the board can retire to an executive session to discuss the application. All right. So we're going to take a few moments, go off the record, and we'll be back in a minute. Thank you. All right, so we've returned. Yep. All right, so the board's returned from a brief executive session to discuss the application. At this point, I believe the board is ready to make a motion.
Unfortunately, a motion to deny.
Do we have all in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, sir, I'm sorry to say that your application's been denied tonight. You're going to get a written decision from this board within 45 days. In the meantime, if you have any questions about what you can do with the property or this decision, you can talk to Mr. Chast during regular business hours, or you can consult with an attorney separately. Thank you very much. At this point, there's one more item on the agenda to consider. And Josh, we still haven't gotten a response yet from. Okay, so at this point, for the record purposes, we're going to move next to application number 1-1 of 26 for mental health partnerships for the property at 7200 Chestnut Street. Seeing no applicant here for number 1 of 26, at this point, I would advise the board that we open the hearing and we continue it to the February 24th, 2026 agenda date, at which point the applicant could then present their application or otherwise potentially withdraw the application. If they do not show up for the meeting on February 24th, 2026, then the board could dismiss the application for lack of, it's called a non-pros, lack of presentation by the applicant. So at this point, I would suggest to the board that we open the application, and that if the board see fit, we make a motion to continue application number 1 of 26 to the February 24th agenda date. If any board member would like to make that motion.
Motion continue.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so that application is now continued. And that concludes our business today. Is there a motion to adjourn?